Today we're going to start the Sheldon Cooper type of exercises. Alright? So let's get ready for it. As usual, we need to know, we need to read the instructions very carefully before we start. Okay, so this is problem number 14 in your manuals and is page number, I don't know, 44. 44. Okay. It says Venda. Venda language from South Africa. It says are dental N and regular N allophones of one phoneme? State your evidence. Okay, so in this case, the instructions do not say that the sounds are in complementary distribution, which means that we don't know if the sounds are allophones of one phoneme or if they are two separate phonemes. In case we know that the sounds are allophones, we know what to do. We need to do T diagrams and look for a rule and then use rule notation to write the rule. But since we don't know, what will be the first step? Well, the very first step is to look for minimal pairs. If we find minimal pairs, we know that the sounds are phonemes. So let's look for minimal pairs. Anu, Hana is a subminimal pair. Lino, Zino is a subminimal pair. Mune, no, Nari, Pene, Wana, Hana, they are subminimal pairs. They are minimal pairs, subminimal pairs too. So no minimal pair. Then we need to start looking, if we cannot find a minimal pair, then we need to start looking for subminimal pairs. Okay, and we do have subminimal pairs. Subminimal pairs that include the sounds N and dental N. Okay, so I have Lino and Zino will be one. This one and this one is a subminimal pair. So and another one would be this one. I'll change the color. This one and this one. Okay, so conclusion then. We do not have minimal pairs, we do not have subminimal pairs. Do we have complementary distribution? Yes, we do have subminimal pairs. Do we have complementary distribution? We need to do a T diagram for each, and the conclusion will be that no, there is no rule. Conclusion then. The sounds might be phonemes. Whenever we find subminimal pairs in analogous environments, the conclusion is that the sounds might be phonemes. They are highly likely that they are phonemes, but we cannot state that 100% sure. So, conclusion then, the sounds N and dental N might be phonemes. Evidence, minimal pairs. Subminimal pairs. Numbers 2 and number 12, number 6 and number 8. That is the end of the exercise. Let's look for the second one. Number 15. Number 15 says, unknown dialect. For each suspicious pair of phones in this dialect, and there are 3 phones, that means there are 3 exercises in one. State if the phones are 2 identical phonemes or if they are allophones of the same phoneme by identifying either a minimal pair in identical environments, subminimal pairs in analogous environments, or complementary distribution in mutually exclusive environments. And you need to justify and explain each answer. So, we're going to look at our linguistic corpus, which is super short, only 12 words. and then start following the steps. Step number 1, look for minimal pairs. Yes, I found one already. So this one and this one. Yay! Minimal pairs. So answer then. Number 1. The sounds and are two separate phonemes. There is a minimal pair. Number 1 and number 7. End of the suspicious pair. They are not suspicious anymore. They are two separate phonemes. Now A and E. Let me see. Is there a minimal pair for A and E? Number 2 says Eka, number 5 says Eke, number 10 says Exe, and number 11 it may. Okay, I know the answer already. Just take a look. Then, does it tell you something? Do you see some kind of consistency here? Okay. So no minimal pair, no subminimal pair. Well, there is a subminimal pair. Exe and it may sound kind of similar. They are analogous. Yes. And eka and esa are a minimal pair, but the sounds S and K are not under discussion now. We're discussing A and E. So no. Etka and esa. Okay. So I can immediately see it. We need to do because there is no minimal pair and there is a subminimal pair, we need to test the complementary distribution thing. We need to do a T diagram for each of them, and what will be the conclusion? Yes, you're right. The sounds A and E are two allophones of the same form. There is complementary distribution. How do we know that? Let's write the rule. And let's say A is the phoneme. Okay. Both of them have a rule, but okay, choose one. A becomes A. When? In what environment? Yes, you are right, at the end of the word in word final position. And A remains the same where elsewhere. But actually, let me see. Eka, Eke, Esa, Exe, and Etka. A also has a rule. The rule is always at inward initial position. So you choose which one is the phoneme. Either one will be okay. Okay? The sounds are allophones, and that's the evidence because I am stating the distribution. Number 3, the and the. There is no much information about the and the. So numbers 4 and 8. Tatsa and number 8, tadsa. That's what we have. So the T occurs at the beginning of the word and in word final position as well. Tat, tadsa. Okay. Apparently, this is a case of allophones as well. Okay. There is a case of assimilation, it says. Okay. So let me see. The T becomes the when in what environment, and then and then the D. When does this happen? We need to know that. Okay, this is a good moment for my word not to work. Ay, ay, ay. Technological issues. There it is. Okay. Um, so this, and then the T remains the same elsewhere. Now, according to what you see, what do you think the what will be the rule for D? When does the D turn into D? When does the T turn into D? Yes, before a Z, right? Or before a voice consonant. Notice that the T and the S are voiceless. When the S turns into Z, it becomes voiced. So the T also becomes voiced. D, like this. So that would be the rule. Okay. This is super tricky because we have only one example, so we're just super generalizing. Yes. That's the problem of linguists. Then someone comes speaking the language and they say, "Oh no, this is not like that." Plop. Okay, but basically this is how it works. Step number one, look for minimal pair. Step number two, look for subminimal pair. Step number three, look for complementary distribution. If you can say rules, then do rules. One more and Calaba. For each suspicious pair of phones in the Calaba dialect, state if the phones are two distinct phonemes or if they are allophones of the same phoneme by identifying either a minimal pair, subminimal pairs, or complementary distribution in mutually exclusive environments. You need to justify and explain each answer. My linguistic corpus has 15 words and there are 3 suspicious pairs. So it's a full, complete exercise. Okay, so let me see. There. Number 1. There. Number 1. S and Z. So let me see. Sugap. Yes, I can find a minimal pair. Number 1. S and Z. There is a minimal pair. Number 1 and number 10. The sounds are 2 separate phonemes. Sugap, Zugak. Ah no, this is a subminimal pair. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Subminimal pair. And then let me see. Kazan, Navan, Pavus, Nasus, Pavas, Pavus and Pavas, subminimal pairs. So apparently, subminimal pairs. Subminimal pairs. Number 2, no, number 1 and 10. Then Pavus and Pavas, number 3 and 15. And then that's it. Okay. Is there a rule for that? Apparently not, because this one occurs at the beginning of the syllable before an U, and this one occurs at the beginning of the syllable before an U. So they are not under a rule, they are phonemes. Okay. We cannot state that because there is no minimal pair, so the sounds might be phony. Number two, N and M. Navan, Mavan. Oh, N and M. Minimal pair. Navan number 7 and Mavan number 12. If I say Navan, I mean smoke. If I say Mavan, I mean valley. The sounds change the meaning. They are two separate phonemes. And then we get into the sounds K and G. What with them? Let me see. K, Kazan, Kubuk, Tugak. Okay, so number 6, Kubuk. The K starts is there a minimal pair? No. Is there a sub? Sorry about that. Is there a sub minimal pair? Mm, I don't know. And then notice number 6, the K starts. The K is at the beginning of the word, and in number 8, the K is at the end of the word. That normally the behavior of phonemes. Yes. Let's see the G. Sugak, number 9, number 10. Okay, get it. So you're supposed to do a T diagram. And when you do the T diagram, you will see the following thing. The sounds are allophones of one phoneme. What is the evidence? There is a sound that becomes this where in intervocalic position. So that means the phoneme is the elsewhere. The K, on the other hand, occurs else everywhere. It occurs at the beginning, it occurs at the end of the word, etc. But the sound K is pronounced G in between vowels. Okay? So number 10 must be pronounced Zukak. But because it is between vowels, they pronounce it Zugak, like this. And that would be the end of the exercise. See that it's the same exercise as Leonard, but we add the find the minimal pair, find the subminimal pair part. Just that. Plus the exercises come with three in one exercise, 3 different suspicious pairs. So do the rest, practice. And I think I'm telling you to share the answer with me in the group de balde because nobody does that. So I don't know how else you're going to do to see the answers and to check that you are doing right or not. It depends on you. La pelota está en su cancha. Okay, so I'm available. See you then. Goodbye.